they haven't indicated to me that, hey, we're tracking TPs, we're tracking flashes, we're tracking cleanses. There was a point where Weiser's TP was down in that game 1 fight in the bottom lane. Los was up 5v4. They could have pulled the trigger on the gauge, but they didn't. And they let Weiser walk all the way down with near rage bar ready to go. And they let him transform and they lost the fight down there. It just feels like Los, they are picking something aggressive, but then they're playing apprehensively. So it's just super counterintuitive. Zay is just going to face check. He's going to pull the flash. You lose that in lane. Xayah Rakan are just going to run you over, buddy.
I don't know how Damage got into that brush uncontested, but he made it work. And that is going to be a very vulnerable Lulu to the Xayah Rakan. B-Boy and Damage pushing hard for that level 2, I imagine. And they're going to try and push that advantage. Now, they did flub it a little bit in Game 2 on that dive. Natuno did pick up a double kill there. And Lava, as he flagged up, has been making good use of his rotations down to bot lane to try and cover them. And that has been good in lane from Los Grandes for the first 2 games. With the Yone, he can also now be a great counter gank influence, counter dive influence with the Fate Sealed ultimate. But it's not the start you want to see for Natuno and Zai. And the problems weren't in lane for this Zeri Lulu for me. It was in the team fights when Natuno was getting caught out by the Cassante, by the Aurelion Soul ultimates. He was not being allowed, or kind of not giving himself a chance almost, to leverage that Zeri team fighting.
I feel like since I've been casting CBLOL Trajan and since I've been paying attention to this region, Natuno being caught out is something we talk about consistently, right? Like, it's just unfortunate that the AD carry player has a flaw so detrimental to his position that, yeah, he's just liable to get randomly caught out by CC or misposition. And in this game, in the most important role and the most important champion, in my opinion, on the Zeri, you can't afford to get caught by a random charm, by a random cyclone. You have to be able to play on that knife's edge and always win out. And so my question is, with Pain Gaming, they just have to wait, right? They gave 2 kills over. Natuno didn't look like anything scary. They gave so much gold over to hear it on the tank. They were fine. Like Pain Gaming, they're going to stabilize. They can be on the offensive. And Carioca, once again, playing the Wukong into the Sejuani matchup. Ranger really wasn't able to get too much done in Game 1's early game. He had maybe 2 KP while Carioca was diligently farming, got that Sheen, got the Divine Thunder. Oh, and by the way, he was just rolling team fights with the Cyclone.
Yeah, the main thing that Ranger got done in Game 1 was pressuring onto Dinkedo in mid lane, which worked out decently enough early on, but he's playing Ahri now. This is not going to go the same way. You cannot pressure an Ahri the same way you can pressure a Syndra. Nope. It's just easier for Dinkedo to play this lane safer. And he's into a melee matchup as well. He's going to have perma-prio, basically, in this lane to play with. So we're going to have to see Ranger do something else with this pick. He's going to have to find some other advantage. Maybe that is trying to keep Weiser out and trying to get Hirit a little bit more fed on the cannon so those ults actually work if they land. Maybe he does try to pressure onto B-Boy a little more, even though the Xayah Rakan is pretty tough to make a dent in. It's as we said, it's just so difficult for Lost to play this game based on the draft and based on how they are playing today. It seems like this is almost the hardest one to win, and this is the one they have to win, because if they lose now, they are out. And Ranger really wants this first gank to go off well. He gets the flash, looks for the stun, does force the counter summoner from Weiser, so it's not for nothing, but it's no first blood just yet.
He's trading in this top lane flash for flash, and you'll take that if you're Ranger here. But he doesn't really, like you said, have any good lanes to gank, right? Typically, I love seeing Sejuani paired up with the double melee solo lanes. Right now, he has Lava in the mid. Ahri is quietly gonna tick 6 very soon, and God forbid he try to gank that. Spirit Rush is just gonna negate everything that Sejuani wants to do. And so now, what do? You gank for the Zeri Lulu bot lane into the Xayah Rakan, by the way, who has cleanse and exhaust and can actually turn her around 3v2. All Carioca has to do is be in the right place at the right time. He's not pressured to gank. He just needs to keep his CS score up. And as long as he can kind of track Ranger and say, wherever you are, I'm going to be there for the counter gank, they win the bot 3v3. They win the mid 2v2. They don't win that top 2v2, but Weiser is fine playing weak side.
Yeah, tracking the enemy jungler, this is the bread and butter of Karaoke. The man basically has perma Rengar ult, just like as a human being. He just knows where you are. He can see where you've been. So all he has to do is the thing that he's best at doing. And right now, Pain have the first move onto this Ocean Dragon again. They will have their extra laning power. There's going to be no answer from Los Grandes because they've got the prio, they've got the better back timings, and it's going to be a good opener for them in this game 3.
And this is the power of what Zyra allows you to do. You get bot shove, you get bot lane push, you get the early reset, and you say, I dare you to challenge me on my Noon Quiver back with this dragon, and you haven't backed at all. And so now they pick up the early Ocean, Chemtech on the menu as well, and Weiser is going to get that repeat love as he doesn't have any summoner spells to burn.
Ult committed by Hirit. Weiser still level 5. Ranger coming around the corner, forces him down into the river. A hop over the wall from the Gnar as Hirit commits his flash. Is dropping pretty low, but he has a shuriken, and there is first blood. So, the time invested by Ranger does pay off. Hirit does get a bit of extra gold, but, you know, that ult does have to land later on for that to matter.
I knew you were just gonna kind of twist the knife a little bit into here, and quite deservedly, in my opinion. Right? This Kennen pick, he got a solo kill in game 1. Actually, he did fine in lane, but it's how is he gonna flank? How is he gonna play these team fights? Is he gonna engage while his team isn't there? Right? Lava is on a pick that can kind of extend the engage distance a little bit, right? With that tethered form, with that spirit form. But Natuno and Zai, if they're not in position, if they're not ready, they're going to get quietly left in the dust. And if that happens, if they get isolated, Carioca, Dinkato, Weiser, these guys are going to be ready to pounce on you, right? Spirit Rush, beautiful repositioning tool. The charm hits, you are pretty much dead to rights because Natuno opted in to not take cleanse into this, rightfully slow, because if he's worried about Dinkato hitting charm consistently on him, then he's just playing out of position constantly. So I think, as of right now, nice kill for Hirit, but I need to see these early game leads transition into the mid game. Start contesting the second dragon. Start contesting the third dragon. Because if you're just going to give Dragon Soul over to Pain Gaming quietly and consistently 3 games through, that's a recipe for loss every single time.
Yeah, it has been pretty consistent for Los Grandes to get the lead in these early stages, but it just never translates. And now, Ranger onto the bot side has so far not been spotted. He's made it into that middle river brush. Natuno baits in damage. They can commit with the Glacial Prison. Perfect setup there. And the execution is ready as well. Natuno gets himself a kill. Now Ranger rolling in top and bot lane.
Yeah, very good. Getting a lot more done than in the game 1. I would say 2 KP, right? Technically, he played a part in that top lane gank. It doesn't visually show, but he really
cuts off the retreat.
Yeah. Cut the retreat off, made sure that Weiser isn't gonna die at all. So has impacted 2 lanes worth of ganks. It has a lot more impact than Carioca, but I'm just worried come this skirmish because now Carioca's level 6. Now he's going to start trending towards that Divine Sunder. Dinkato has yet to opt into any of these fights, right? Like this skirmish power from Pain Gaming with the Zyra, with the Ahri, with the Wukong just simply blows Los out of the water here. And so Los kind of have to play a little bit unfair as now ultimates are being blown.
Natuno committed as and sidestepped the Featherstorm. Actually quite nifty footwork there. Gets the Xayah ult down as well, and now Ranger on the repeat gank can potentially look to pressure a Xayah without Featherstorm and can push them back from this tower as the answer from Pain is onto the Herald. They will be uncontested there. Let's see if Ranger can find anything more or if it will just be plates into Natuno. That's still valuable. It's still worth that trade and the pressure for sure.
You lose Rift Herald, but you got to play it onto Natuno like you mentioned. You get some pressure. You force B-Void damage off of this lane a little bit. Really nice. Not too much to be gained, though, on the side of Lowe's, but I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to get more gold into Natuno's pocket. They're trying to get this guy out of laning phase and in a position to start contributing in these fights because this dragon's coming up in a minute, and I'm not sure if Lowe's really want to give this up and be comfortable giving it away because Pain Gaming has been able to just stack dragons. Last game was a 22-minute Dragon Soul. I would believe Pain Gaming, if given the opportunity, will opt into that every single time.
Yeah, I think that's pretty conclusive. I would agree with that one for sure. So we see now the lanes for Loss in this better position in bottom top. They have that gold invested into them. We saw Natuno definitely feeling confident to just kind of ask B-Void and Damage to stop him, to force them to try and find a fight, right? And he managed to outplay that one. So he is definitely feeling a little better. There's your gold leads. Both of those Ranger ganks have resulted in noticeable leads for that top and bottom solo lane. And we need to see that one translate through now. There's a Dragon up in just under 20 seconds where they can try and even up the stacking from Pain, or Ranger can maybe look to keep these lanes going off the gank with the Sejuani ult.
And Trajan, I'm painting a picture for me. Tell me if you've seen it before. Los nicely up 1,000 gold in the early game, but now mid game is coming in. Rift Trail gets popped, and Ranger and they're gonna take the 2v2 here.
They're looking for it. Lava's dropped very low already though, and has used that Soul Unbound. The plates will be picked up. There will be no answer. I say that Ranger commits, and there's the fate sealed. Lava has to flash away. Natuno diving in over the wall, walks into a charm. Zaya's there with the ultimate. Ranger wants to finish it off. Natuno with the last burst fire. Won't find Karaoke. It was close, but nobody goes down after it all.
Resources committed. All the meanwhile, Bvoy eats up multiple turret plates for himself right here. Gonna pick up a nice chunk of gold. He's gonna get another turret plate to himself. Bvoy is gonna direct inject all of this gold into his back pocket. Damaging Bvoy already. Dragon is up with everything committed. TPs are coming in. I feel like Pain Gaming, they have the initiative on this Dragon if they want. They're going to take the back. Gale Force completed at the 11.5-minute mark. Bvoy well above the mythic item curve.
Certainly is. That hull pop in there. A little bit of extra gold boosted up, and he's got that mythic to play with as the Dragon is live. If Pain want to contest it, I think Lost should probably just let him have it right here. Not worth losing all of the benefits that you have built up for yourself. The gold is still even, but you do have strong carries to play for, as this mid lane fight went for a while, man. It was pretty tense.
I mean, Lava wasn't even allowed to contribute until the last second. This guy's at 25% HP, trying to lifesteal what he can. I get what Ranger is trying to do. The burst from Fate Unsealed plus Glacial is just not enough. Dinkato has built the HP, has the Everfrost in hand nearly, right? So he's got that Kindle Gem ready to go. And Natuno and Zai, they try to follow up, but that's why you chug your pots, ladies and gentlemen. Karaoke, who lives with the sliver of HP. And now you told Lost, hey, don't contest this Dragon. Press tab real quick. Look at the mythics. Pain Gaming's like, you really want to take this?
Los Grandes have no mythics. They have no completed items. And there's no way we should be contesting this versus triple mythic. But they are maybe going to look for Pain Gaming getting sloppy, heading out of the pit as they split up, go back to the lanes. They won't be given a free opportunity to find the fight there. And they are going to escape for now. We see the odd visual bug where the the walls just remain, and now the map reset. Thank you, observers, for fixing that. Los Grandes commits the ultimate. Remember, they still haven't bought. They're still very much weaker in the inventory, but they stop damage from the engaged Ranger. Melts on the front line. Why are we forcing here, guys?
Sounds like a disappointed father. You just sound so mad right now.
I'm channeling Freak right now, Shivy. I'm channeling Freak.
I 100% agree. We said press tab. We said look at the mythics and Los. They thought, you know, they've got the gusto, they've got the charisma or whatever. They thought they could take this fight, but instead Pain Gaming absolutely punished them here. And Lava looking to clear the wave, uses a Soul Unbound. That's going to buy a little bit of time, but I'm pretty sure Karaoke and Indicator can just walk up and just love tap this real quick for the turret.
Yeah, he still hasn't been back. No one still has these mythics on Loss's side. We should be doing nothing. We should be hard farming waves until we get these items, or Pain are just going to keep running away with it. They've got the 2 dragons stacking, and it is an Infernal Rift now, so another very impactful soul if it gets picked up by whoever takes it. And there you see the plate gold again. The laning for Pain has been on point today. They're very much in control, both on the individual level and at a team level.
I mean, whatever advantages Los tried to accrue with the early ganks, with the mechanics, with these, you know, champion advantages, blown out the water. 7-2 plates, right? A big chunk of that went on to Bvoy. A nice chunk of that went on to Dinkato as well. Both of the carry threats for Pain Gaming are just getting gold thrown into their pocket left and right. Everfrost completed, plus the stopwatch, right? Zanya's probably going to be second item for Dinkato here. Bvoy's working towards that second item as well. Finally, the mythics are coming online. Hear it, Ranger, Natuno picking it up. But now, I'm not going to say it's too little too late. But Pain Gaming, they've trogged through the early game. They've survived what Los has thrown at them. And if history repeats itself, game 1 and 2, we can look to it and say, Pain Gaming is just dominated past the 15-minute mark.
Exactly. Lost have had things to say. They have had plays to make in the early stage, but when that mid game comes around, it is no contest today. Pain have been all over Los Grandes, and they've got to flip that script right now, or it will be a quick sweep 3-0 for them against Pain Gaming as a
Watch here
TP
it.
comes in from Wiser. He's almost gone Mega, but they're committing hard onto him. We've seen this in game 2, and they will get him down. Lava picks up that one as it's 4 vs 5. Hear it! Gets the flank off Los Grandes. Finally, can they find the fight that they can win? As it's 2 for 1 right now as the Herald goes down. Los Grandes, the benefactors. Ranger keeps this fight rolling. Natuno maybe just wants to take that gift and run away. And Los Grandes are not out of it yet.
And a head scratcher of an engage from Wiser, the TP with the mini Gnar, then getting Mega Gnar. Yeah, he got the ultimate off, but that guy melted like butter. And by that time, Los was able to just engage with the Fate Unsealed plus Slicing Maelstrom. We found the solution, Trajan. Don't let Hero engage first. That's all you got to do. And Hero can follow up with the Slicing Maelstrom. As we get the replay breakdown, Rift Herald being taken, we see that Pain Gaming is posturing for the fight. But man, are they miles away from this TP? And Los are like, wait a minute. This guy is dead to rights. And by that time, Fate Unsealed comes in, the Slicing Maelstrom comes in, and Dinkado's nowhere able to participate, has to burn one of the Spirit Rushes over the wall. And by that time, both members of Pain Gaming, Damage and Wiser end up falling. And by that time, your engage is done. Los will take the fight, they'll take the Herald, and they'll say, thank you very much for inting into us, Wiser.
A shot in the arm for Los Grandes here. They really needed a win at this point in the game. They get gold onto Hira and Lava as well. Now they have a bit of that multi-threat comp starting to come online. They are definitely not lacking in damage as this game scales on. And with Lava on something that has a bit more of that late game agency that can have that 1v9 potential, it's not all on Natuno. If he gets himself in a bad spot, the fight is not just instantly over. Dragon up in 10 seconds, though. Pain will have river control first, as it looks like Los wants to drop this Herald mid.
Yeah, and that's what you do. You drop that Herald, you take back control over the river. Instead, they're just opting in and saying, you know what, we're going to get a double charge on the mid. You have to stop us here. They can't start the Dragon. They're in analysis paralysis, decision frozen right now. Pain Gaming, they don't know what to do with themselves.
B-Boy starts up the Dragon, realizes he has no team, backs away. Karaoke trying to keep track of Los Grandes, but they are all clumped up together, and they can drop that that Hirito at the drop of a hat. They don't have Flash on the Kennen yet, so it might be tricky for him to get in there. And now maybe it's Los Grandes who aren't sure if they want to push or they want to force.
Wow, they're playing around this Vision Darkness very well. Pain Gaming don't really know what to expect. They can come in like a shot in the dark, like you mentioned, and now it looks like Los, they want to fight, they want to do something here.
Oh, Dinkato with a flash onto Lava. There comes the Luluot, keeps him alive. Wiser is in mini, and he doesn't have the Mega soon. He won't be able to be that massive teamfight influence as the Cyclones are popped as well. Los Grandes have the start they wanted. Flashing from Lava. In goes the Fate Sealed, looking for B-Boy, but they can't find him just yet. B-Boy gets the kite back kill as Dragon at least goes for Los Grandes. Natuno unloading, but it can't save his top laner. 2 for Dragon right now as Los Grandes try desperately to retreat. Charm will go wide, and Wiser late to the party in Mega form. Ultimately, Los Grandes did find the Infernal.
Los got the Dragon. They sacrifice 2 of their members, but they'll take that any given day. Unfortunately, Pain Gaming not able to get too much more. They will potentially get the tier 1 mid, trading it overall because of the Rift Herald taking it earlier on. So a 1-for-1 turret trade. They lose the Dragon. They get 2 kills. Crucially, it went both. One of them actually went on to Dinkato. I think one went on to Karaoke. As we see this Dragon consistently getting leashed, and you watch as Los, they pull the trigger right as Wiser goes into mini. Lulu ultimate comes in. Karaoke's Cyclone is done. There's nothing else, but just watch here. It doesn't get a good ultimate off, gets slowed, unfortunately, and is unable to even walk in. Gets charmed. Man. And Dinkato has had here its number, by the way. If that Slicing Maelstrom hits, that's a team wipe, that's a Dragon, that is the difference maker. So Pain Gaming, once again, off the back of Dinkato, able to save the fight. They lose the Dragon, yes, but they don't lose too much more. So well played from both sides, but to Dinkato, man, this guy has been firing on all cylinders, game 1, 2, and 3.
Absolutely, still playing at peak potential is Dinkato. Even if he's not a main damage source, he is living rent-free in Hirit's head this series, completely stifling this cannon every single time. It's a nightmare for Hirit to try and get this to work. He will have flash next time for the fight, so we might have a better chance to get in there, but that was really unfortunate for them. They couldn't get onto B-Boy, and they ended up losing the kills for the Dragon. So they're very much not out of the woods just yet. But the first half of that fight, they managed pretty well. They baited out the ultimates. They waited for Mininar. It looked like Los had done a bit more homework that time.
Dinkato has been reading Hirit so well. It's almost as if he's got a library dedicated to this man, right? It's so disgusting. The scatter the weaks, the charms. He knows exactly what Hirit is looking for and is able to just prevent some of this engage. It's got to be frustrating if you're this Kennen. Like every time I see it, I see the ultimate. Charmed. Oh, stunned. Oh, slowed. All right. Well, never mind, guys. My slicing maelstrom's going to hit 0 here. Pain Gaming. I mean, they're just mechanically have been playing really, really well. That Dragon, unfortunately, it's unfortunate that they blew so many cooldowns and were still unable to secure the Dragon. But overall, I think they've been playing pretty well. And now they're off, what, a 1.5K gold lead for themselves? But this is their comfort zone. They haven't thrown before 20 minutes, right? As RMC would say, Pain Gaming, we're getting through the throw phase, and now we're in the Thanos form for them.
Yeah, it really does make me question the cannon ban that they had in Game 2 from Pain Gaming, because it feels like they have Hirit's number. They know exactly how to play around this champion, and Hirit is not able to break through. So I don't know why they used that ban on it. Obviously, I mean, it worked out. Hindsight 2020, they did win that game still, and it was pretty dominant, but we'll have to see if Hirit is able to show us something more. Something like that third game versus Furia yesterday. He has to find that angle at least once to get these massive teamfight wipes that Los Grandes could really use right now as Pain. They have just started up this Baron at 22 minutes, and Ranger's in the area, but no one else from Los is really responding yet.
And look at Dinkato and Damage playing around the vision right now. The charm, the knock up. Yeah, this is absolutely disgusting. They can just keep doing this right now because of lack of vision. But now the TP comes in here. It is flying in. Is he going to get the slicing maelstrom this time around?
He's going from the front right now. Lava with the Soul Unbound is on the Baron for some reason. And here it will hold his horses. They will just force that fight to stop for now. And it's just a TP loss for Lava at the end of it all. So Pain Gaming walk away with something. But I guess they did at least trade it for B-Boy's Cleanse, so there is something gained for Los.
TP for Cleanse, a little bit of damage to get the top lane turret as well. Dinkato gets a massive chunk onto Natuno. And brother, Natuno, you eat one more of those, you're dead to rights.
He can't be doing that, my man. We can't be eating those. He's going to have to back right now before the Dragon in 23 seconds, and Pain Gaming would love to be on Infernal Soul Point at an early stage like this one. It won't be quite as early as Game 2, but they'd still enjoy it. And yeah, that's that Game 1 play back again, right? The trade for Dragons to Barons, and Pain looks like they're already setting up for it.
Yeah, they are going to get spotted out here, so maybe the hyper-indexing into the Dragon won't be Los's favor, but they're just going to start it up. They're going to let it rip raw like a Beyblade, Trajan.
Here it's TPing into top lane. He's so far away. He's not going to be able to get in there in time. Down below 4k HP is the Dragon. Maybe he has flash, can get over the wall. Look for B-Boy. This could be massive. Hear it with a slicing maelstrom. That's what you need if you can't win a fight off that. I don't know what to tell you. And the Baron is picked up for Los. How they didn't get a single kill, I will never know. But they certainly won on the objective front.
Los will say, thank you for the leash, Pain Gaming. We'll finish that right up. They're going to get the Baron. They're going to get the Dragon. Pain Gaming, a bit of overconfidence. They thought they could run the same play in Game 1. But Los, right on their tail. That TP in hindsight, I guess, was really good. Gets a massive flank off. And with the Baron being so low, they kept it under 4,000. Los have just turned this game on its head. Baron, Dragon, everything goes over to Los Grandes.
I have to say, man, if they'd actually gotten those 3 or 4 kills that they almost had, this game would be so tough, right? Having that extra shutdowns in the favor of Los as well, and then they can start shoving in these waves and actually have a real gold lead, I'd be like, all right, this is Los's game to win. But because they didn't get the kills, the gold is still even. I'm not confident yet. You know, I can't quite see it just yet. Even with the Baron, it's so difficult to outmaneuver Pain. You got one over on them, sure. Well played, Loss. It was a great setup on that Baron. But I don't know, man. You've got to do that 2 or 3 more times. And Pain Gaming, I don't think they make that mistake again.
No, that was just an uncharacteristic throw, we'll say, from Pain Gaming.
Yeah, you gotta have one.
A slight toss into the favor of Los, but realistically, you're correct. No kills picked up. Outstanding turret gold is on the map, but you see Dinkato and everybody on Pain Gaming are splitting these guys apart. They are pressuring the waves. They're keeping them shoved in. And so far, it feels like this Baron was less of a steal and just more kind of a takeaway and saying, you know what? You guys aren't allowed to have it. We'll take it, but we're not going to be able to do too much with it as they take top lane tier 1, and that's just about it so far.
It is a 2k Baron power play almost for now, but that really just eliminates the gold lead that Pain already had. About 500 in Los's favor right now as Ranger getting aggressive onto Dinkato and Karaoke. Does get the scuttle for himself, so well played there. But I'm looking very closely at the fact that Lava and Hirit have no flashes, and I kind of don't want to see Los do another fight until they have those summoners back.
I think crucially, though, Pain Gaming, B-Voice flashes down, Karaoke's flashes down, Wiser as well. The engage tools are lacking on their side as well. Maybe Dinkato can look for a cheeky flash charm, but other than that, Pain Gaming don't really have that decisive counterpunch that we're so used to seeing, right? They've been really, really good about letting Los get the engage that they want and kiting back. But it seems like they just kind of got caught off guard a little bit as Ranger is going to complete that Warmogs for himself. Not a big fan of the Warmog second. Realistically, you're never going to be in a situation where, like, yes, I'm going to go out of this fight, recover all my HP, and come back in.
Yeah.
Most of the time, these fights are decided within less than 10 seconds, right? You see how quick and decisive these engages are from Los. I would have loved to see something a little bit more utility focused. Frozen Heart would have been nice. Randuin's Omen, something a little bit better in these team fights. But maybe I'll be eating my words. Maybe Ranger will come back full health and just wipe all of Pain Gaming. You never know. You never know.
Yeah. I kind of think this might actually be the time for the Anathemas. I think you grab the Anathemas, put it on B-Voy, and Dinkato, yes, he has the Rabadons, but this is an Ahri. There is only so much damage that Ahris can do. It's not meant to be... it's a single target element there. It's not meant to do a lot of team-wide damage. B-Voy is who is going to be killing Ranger. I think last time there were multiple sources that could threaten him, and the Anathemas was a little strange. Now I think the Anathemas will be better, and I do think it will be better than the Warmog. So we'll see if he maybe goes into that later, or yeah, if he does manage to get the value out of that quick regen, as Los Grandes are certainly more confident right now. They actually feel like they can step into the enemy side jungle and play for Vision aggressively.
I think this is the first time we've seen Los kind of playing with some cojones, right, Trajan? Let's be real. Let's be real. They've been playing
one fight,
passively.
and suddenly here we are.
Yeah, hey, that's all it takes, right? The confidence boost is what you need, and finally they're aggressing onto the side of Pain Gaming's jungle. They're setting up the control wards. They're denying Vision. They're saying, Pain Gaming, you've got to walk into us now. You got to be afraid because we've got Fate Unsealed. We've got Slicing Maelstrom. And oh, by the way, Natuno is at the 3-item power spike. This guy's on the Navori. This guy's on the Runan's Hurricane. He's ready to tear through your team. And so now Pain Gaming, they've got to be kind of a little bit weary and say, we can't just run face first in this team. This is something we have to kind of play around, as the itemization from Wiser has indicated that as well. This guy's going full split push. He never wants to group at all.
Yeah, he's out of there. He's not interested in interfacing with Los Grandes around these objectives. Doesn't want to see a single part of it. And to be honest, I don't really blame him. Those fights are lethal. And I'm watching Natuno in these fights. He flagged up his 3-item spike. He just has to sort that positioning out. And he could be the Zeri 1v5er that we have seen time and time again. Dragon up in 15 seconds now. Los with the positioning in the river. And they've got to keep this fight winning. They can't let go now. If they get another fight win here, this could turn into a Baron. This could turn into Inhibs. This could turn into them opening this series back up.
Yeah, Ranger and the rest of Los are going to start this up. Wiser is in Mini-Gnar form. He just got out of Mega. He's exhausted. He's tired.
Again.
He doesn't want to go in, but now Pain forcing it.
They got a charm onto side, and Kato doesn't have Natuno right now. Damage over the wall. Watch this Rakan trying to lock them up. Here it has the flash. Can he get in? Dragons be secured by Pain Gaming, and the Los Grandes fight hasn't broken out just yet. Karaoke didn't go over the wall. It goes into stasis. Will he be allowed to get out of here? I don't think so. He's followed over by Ranger, and it's only 1 kill for now. Los Grandes, surely you want to get more than this.
No, they can't. They can't hope to chase into the jaws of Pain Gaming. Yes, Wukong goes down, but Gnar is going to hit Mega Gnar for him soon. Dinkato is ready with the charm. There is so much damage that can be left unchecked if you walk into Pain Gaming. Los, once again, they play a little bit too scared, and they'd only get the jungler. But now it's 15 seconds until Wukong's back up. Do you dare tempt the fate of Baron?
Oh my goodness, I think they do. They did at least save the flashes on Natuno, on Lava, on Hirit. They can just mount the real team fight now. That was just the warm-up. Dinkato was there, Karaoke coming around the corner, still off the fountain. They do have smite advantage. Rangers should be able to secure this. Beavos hits the pit. They find the knock-up. The Barry goes down for Los Grandes. Another got the 4v5. Ranger fights a kill. Beavoy hunted down by Natuno, and Weiser will slip away on a sliver of HP. Natuno, please don't walk in 3v1, man. You just got the win that you need. And the Baron Buster secured. Los Grandes finally looks like they might be coming alive in this series. They've got the Baron push going down mid, but Natuno wants more blood. Dives into the face of Dinkato, and Karaoke side around the corner. Tries to keep him alive, but he's already gone down. Dinkato into stasis. His Rangers picked apart. What have we done, Los Grandes? How have we managed to throw that away? They will at least get some towers, but Natuno, man, relax.
This guy is
no.
And Mountain Dew and Monster Energy, and now Hirit and Lava will pay for the sins of their laners.
Hirit's caught up by Weiser. There's nothing he can do. Lava tries to ult to get to safety. Maybe he can at least trade his life, but we're gonna lose all the buffs. We got no inhibs. Loss. This is untenable.
They have chucked it. They have sent it 6 feet under, down to the Earth's core. Los have thrown that game farther than any man has ever seen before, Trajan. In the blink of an eye, they take full control, and in another blink, they lose it all. Pain Gaming will gladly scoop up every single kill. They will feast upon your sins. Los Grandes, how have you fumbled the bag this bad?
How is this the same team that we watched pull the most by-the-book optimal macro for the first half of this split? As Zai deigns to walk into his own jungle, the ult will keep him alive. But Los Grandes, is this even the same team? Are these the same players? Here's a replay of that fight. This was so good from Los Grandes. They had it all.
Yeah, it looked like Beavoy got a nice featherstorm. Natuno chasing. He's feeling the juice. He's got the headphones on. He's not even paying attention. He's like, you know what? I can go for everything. Guys, I can win the game here. Natuno and the rest of the team go in. Hear it? Goes, and then he goes to the mid lane, and he leaves the rest of his team to fight the 3v3. And by the way, that's a Wukong, that's an Ahri, that's a Gnar. Natuno, we talked about one of your critical character flaws is getting caught out, and it showed in full fruition here. They pick up the kills, and for their troubles, Los, they get a mid lane inhibitor turret, they get a bot lane inhibitor turret, but all of the purple capes get thrown completely out the window as Pain Gaming with the TPs wipe everybody off the board. Pain Gaming, it takes a team to catch the throw. They definitely did it, but Los threw an absolute air ball into the sky. That was the easiest thing to catch.
Yeah, that was so rough right there. And now Los Grandes have to skulk off the fountain. They are still a little bit up in gold, but we've got a soul point developing in 45 seconds. And Los do not have the inhibitor super minions to play around. They could have had all the map pressure in the world for this all-important soul fight once again if they just kept their heads. But Natuno suddenly channeled Jackie Love, and he yeeted it away over the wall on the Zeri. So now they've got to go back to the drawing board. Now, the last fight, they did win. They won that straight up. Fair play to them. Now you've got to do it again.
You got to do it again without running into the enemy team. And look, Saya is finally cresting up to that 4-item mark, but Netuno is just happily once again on that massive Zeri. And now Trajan, he's got the Guardian Angel. He's fine. He can now int into 3 members and trade his life. It's tank Zeri now, as Lava is gonna go with the Soul Unbound. Pain Gaming did end up getting that 3rd dragon. They are on Soul Point. There's no way Los can give this away and win the fight. It is getting burned down. Are they just gonna 50-50 flip it here?
We're going to flip it. It resets Karaoke versus Ranger, and it's actually the AD carry who takes it. B-Boy grabs the Soul and Ranger. A desperation ult, but he only finds the clone. Here it was completely zoned off by Weiser. They didn't have flashes. They didn't have positioning. They didn't win the Smite fight, and just like that, looks like Los Grandes used all of their power on that last Baron fight, and we've just gone back to the Pain show.
Pain Gaming, they get the dragon. No jungler won the Smite fight. B-Boy recalls the feathers, able to take everything, and now they've got Infernal Soul. So composition be damned, even though Los has the Slicing Maelstrom, the Fate Unsealed, the Zeri at 4-item power spike. Infernal Soul is an absolute menace to go against. Dinkato on this Ahri is transformed. It's not just a utility Ahri anymore. This guy hits harder than a Syndra right now. It is absolutely disgusting if you get hit by the Charm plus Q combo. Karaoke with the crushing blows. Weiser with the Gnar ultimate. And by the way, B-Boy has been playing smashing in these fights. Man, he's just been destroying through this team. And you give that to Pain Gaming, they're going to run and take a... You give them an inch, they're going to take a mile, Trajan.
He is. I don't know if I could think of a single moment where B-Boy has been out of position in this series. Maybe there's been a couple of totally forced errors, but I wouldn't even call them errors. He has been so well positioned and so at odds with Netuno. It's just night and day looking at these two players right now. And B-Boy making that case as to why he should have been the MVP instead of that Los Grandes carry. Now Pain Gaming wearing the Infernal Soul. They're going to be first to the Baron pit as usual. And let's see how they want to play this one. They have had less success than previously in that objective in this game, but they got the fight. They found B-Boy. Maybe I spoke too soon. Did I curse him again? But he survived the engage. Now Zai's super low. Lava as well has popped that shield. Can Pain fight their way out? B-Boy flashes to safety. And no, he doesn't. Lava finds him with the GA. Los Grandes. I'm sorry, Pain Gaming. This is my fault. I'll take the hit on that one. B-Boy puts his first foot wrong in this series. They lose 2 players and Los are going for the end.
Can they wave clear? Can Pain Gaming, with the assistance of an Infernal Dragon, do what they need to do to clear the waves? It feels like Los is encroaching in on their first win here, and now the Slicing Maelstrom gets popped!
They found... Oh, Lava's gone down to Ninkado, and here it's dived pretty deep. They found that second turret, but they have Netuno still. They can always rely on Netuno with the burst fires. He's working on the Nexus. He's going full hit. Ranger as well. Weiser, can he stop it? Can he save the game as it goes into GA? Ranger seals the deal. And against all the odds, Los Grandes, they keep this series rolling. They drag themselves forward into Game 4.
Off the back of Guardian Angels, the inting